We are back at it again here with another video with the Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with GETR Get Around Inc. continuing to push up and find support above the 50-cent area. And it wasn't the only stock experiencing volatility today. The overall market and the SPY did as well. And our SPY bot at 10:40 a.m. sent out a bear indicator. And from that moment forward, outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside. Pure weakness there on 42 vision, and put options went up 200% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge over the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So here we are with GETR pushing up higher in the second half of the day and continuing to retest newer highs in the aftermarket hours. And we're going to break it all down, what it is I would watch going into tomorrow, what key levels to look at, and the inflow versus outflow. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity that was mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home runs of the day were spectacular and beyond expectations. And if you guys want to know about these stocks early on and receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the home run of the day was from ACON and INAB. As you see, they're popping up in the charts. INAB inflows were above the midpoint, full strength there on 42 vision into the bell and after the bell, and it hit a highest point of 150% plus within hours, guys. And our second one was ACON, sitting sideways in the pre-market as well. The inflows crossed over, full strength there on 42 vision into the bell and after the bell, and ACON hit a highest point of 100% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots. We look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump into these charts. So here we are with GETR doing a full transition in the pre-market from the rip area to the middle of the day of red bars and back up towards the rip area in today's volatility here on the 30-minute chart. And if this is your first time coming across the channel, this is 42 vision, which allows us to see the dips from the rips to the dips, and where the strength and weakness lies within the charts. And we also use our bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow as an extra layer of confirmation, which I'm going to pull up here and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with GETR under a bull indicator in the second half of the day after canceling out that bear indicator and outflows crossing the midpoint. Inflows have came back up here on the 30-minute at around the 53-cent area. The bull indicator popped up and it's hit a high so far here of 64 cents. Some of the highest points that we've seen after dipping down towards 40-cent area. It did a double bottom there. It's pushing up. And if you actually look at it from the zoomed out picture, things seem to be in a channel to the upside, right? Now we need to talk about what key levels I would watch going into tomorrow here. And it's going to be crucial and critical here for the bulls to hold up, because if these outflows begin tomorrow, it could completely destroy this movement to the upside and start reflecting that weakness into the chart. So I'm going to be watching that very carefully here, that these inflows, they hold up. And not only that, that they continue to push themselves up and have these bull indicators on multiple time frames hold themselves up as well. as they just popped up here in the second half of the day. Now, when you zoom out and look at this from the 1 hour, it's been under a bull indicator here since the 25-cent area, since we started covering on it, and it's been pushing up higher with these inflows above the midpoint, and the slight outflow that happened was in the pre-market on Friday, and those inflows crossed over since that point forward, and that strength has been reflecting into the charts, guys, and we continue to push up higher and find support at newer highs, creating that staircase effect here within the charts as you actually see it forming here from Friday to today, right? Now, it's going to be important and critical here for these inflows to continue higher, and based off the history of the chart, on the 1 hour chart, it has had room to go higher, right? It's hit highs here of 0.18 and highs up here of 0.39, and it's currently sitting at 0.10, being green and above the midpoint, guys, and trying to push itself up higher. It's going to be crucial for these inflows to continue pushing up higher here on the 1 hour chart, and for this bull indicator from way down here at the 25-cent area to continue pushing higher. Now, if you made it this far into the video, I do want you to be aware, once I'm done covering all the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow here with GETR, I'm going to share with you guys another stock that seems to have some strength within its charts that you do not want to miss and overlook. So you definitely want to stick around for that information. So here we are with GETR with the inflows above the midpoint on the 30-minute, but within the volatility today, you could see here that there was chop at the beginning half of the day with the bull and bear indicator. The outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside, and that bear indicator popped up around the 55-cent area, and then a bull indicator in the second half of the day, and inflows crossed back up. Full strength there into the second half of the day, into the after hours, and right now inflows are dominating right now on the 15-minute up here at 0.10. Slight outflows have began within the volatility. That is something to not ignore here as we complete this video. It is happening. It was actually sitting sideways. Now it's turned red, but on the 30-minute and the larger time frames, things are still kind of holding up, right? You could see it here on the 30-minute, and on the 1 hour, it is above the midpoint, pushing higher, and it's going to be critical and crucial for them to continue in that direction. Now, I'm going to share with you guys the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow. So the first thing is the support, guys. The first support level is 55 cents. Below that level comes the 50-cent area. It was a critical support in the pre-market and in the after hours, causing a double bottom effect there within the volatility. And I'll be watching if these outflows continue to the downside, and if they cross the midpoint significantly, the next support level below 50 cents I would watch is the 45-cent area. Now, to the upside, it's going to be crucial, as I stated, for these inflows to continue strong. We want these inflows to continue above the midpoint here on the 30-minute and 15-minute, and the 15-minute is slightly pulling downwards, so that does need to level off and turn from red to green and start bringing itself back up and hold true this bull indicator and not get canceled by a bear indicator in the process. And if it pulls back, if it turns into the setup for the next bull run, as I like to call it, that'll be a strong move and continuation of a staircase effect, right? So it is something to not ignore. We want it to hold itself above, and if it does, the first resistance is the highs of the after hours at 64 cents. Then above that is the recent highest point of 67 cents. Then comes 70, and then comes the 75 to 80 cent area. That is going to be crucial to watch and pay attention to. And these inflows, I'll be watching if they continue upwards, pull away from the midpoint, and not just here on the 30-minute, but also here on the 1 hour, as both of them are above and actually sitting sideways. So something to not ignore and miss, that we're near some of the highest points that GETR reached recently in the 60-cent area, and it's at a pivotal resistance here where things rejected at the opening bell on Thursday of last week, which was around the 59 to 60 cent area. Something to not overlook at all at these levels. So these are the key levels I'm watching to the upside and to the downside. I'm going to watch these inflow versus outflows very carefully and the bull and bear indicators, as we are under a bull indicator on multiple time frames and the inflows are green and above. The only one within the volatility is slightly slowing down is these outflows forming here, but as long as it stays above the midpoint, it will be crucial for it to level off and turn from red to green and bring itself back up here, and I'll be watching that going into tomorrow. Now, the stock I want to share with you guys that you do not want to overlook and miss is a stock that got a bull indicator last week and it had full strength into today's pre-market and inflows were strong, and today's the first day that the outflows actually crossed and things are sitting sideways right now with inflows trying to pick back up in the volatility, right? In the second half of the day. And what I found interesting was it quickly went up. It came right back down to the same area of the opening on Friday at around the 230 area and quickly bounced back up. Now, this isn't guaranteed to have any further strength. This could have already done its move, but what's interesting about it is how quickly things moved up from the 230 area to 350 area, quickly came back down to the 230 area, right where it started. It is under a bear indicator, but there is a slight divergence forming here that I would not ignore with the inflows as they're back above the midpoint. It's going to be crucial for this to start pushing up higher here on the 30-minute and on the 15-minute. It's back above as well, and it's going to be crucial that if this starts to reflect that strength into the charts, it cancels out this bear indicator from way up here at 315 area, and also the same thing with the 30-minute. It will be crucial and critical for this bear indicator to get canceled in the process of a possible bull indicator and get that strength to reflect into the charts as these inflows try to go higher. So the first level to the upside that needs to be broken through is 290, and then to the downside, the first support level I would watch is 250. And if these outflows go ahead and start pushing even lower, then it comes down towards the 230 area. Now, if 290 gets broken through, the next resistance level above that will be the 320 area, pretty close to the area of where the rejection started at today's open. So those are the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow, and I found that very interesting. It came back to the same level, and inflows are trying to pick back up here on multiple time frames. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.